Why, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your hosting guide, Zollin Ironshield, and today we're going to be opening and reviewing the new Patron's Coffer, the Jaunty, as it is called. And I know what you're thinking. What in the world does Jaunty mean? Well, just throwing that out there real quick. I just want to make sure we all know what this means. Having or expressing a lively, cheerful, and self-confident manner. I like being jaunty. All right, anyway, so that is the coffer we are going to review today, the Jaunty Patron's Coffer. I'm going to look through it right now in this video. I'm going to open it. I'm going to do it on all 4 different races. I'll do some timestamps for you if you just want to hop around. I know not everybody wants to be here for the whole video. But if you would throw a like on there as well, it'd be great. But let's get into it first. I got to earn it, Biff. Don't want to be annoying. All right, so anyway, let's move straight into this. So it's pretty cool. We'll cover this real quick. There are 3 different levels like all the other Patreon coffers. Again, shout out and thanks to Standing Stones. They actually gave it to me to review for you guys, so I appreciate that. But as usual, I'm going to tell you what I like and don't like or blah, blah, blah. But I've seen some stuff so far. We're going to go through it right now. Pretty much a lot of the differences are the big one gives you a couple, like an extra title every time. And this will be linked in the description if you want to look for this yourself, because you could kind of see this yourself. So I'm not going to really waste our time looking through all this, but I will have this in the description if you want to look through what exactly titles and things like that. But we're going to be looking at all the animations, and there is a milestone animation, I believe, and a couple different things. So we're going to be going through that right now today. So, and again, welcome. And let's go ahead and bring it up here in the store. Now, let me just get right off the bat. This is not a permanent thing. This is something they only do for a certain amount of time. Every time one of these comes out, I personally think it would be cool. This is just my own thought. You guys leave a comment. What do you think on this? I think it'd be kind of cool if they left all the Patreon coffers they ever make and just like whatever the timed period is, give something special. Additional, like one extra special title or one extra special border or something for your icon as the benefit of buying it during that time window. But anyway, this is really cool, so we're gonna go and check it out. So you can go in here, you can see the different ones here. I have the luxury coffer one. Is the most expensive version of it. You can kind of go through and see it. I'm gonna go ahead and put my code in. It doesn't matter if you see it because you can't use it because I'm redeeming it right now. So anyway, we'll go ahead and redeem this real quick here. La la la, la la, let it think. Little teleport, Baruch. Kazad! All right, so we have the coffer now, so we can review it and check it out here together. So let me go ahead and open my inventory, and here it is. So now the luxury version of the coffer is going to give you 2 separate things. When you get to it, you're going to have the luxury Patreon's coffer. Let me bring that down right now, because that's going to drive me crazy during our video here. So we're going to bring that down here so we can see it right next to our stuff. All right, so the luxury, or sorry, the Jaunty, as is it, Patreon's luxury mithril coffer. So this one basically just contains the mithril and virtues. Now, it doesn't matter who you open this on your account. It's mithril is shared amongst your characters, right? So you just right-click it, boom, 500 mithril. That's on my wallet now for all of my characters on this server world account, whatever one you bought it on. And I've got some 1,500, 6 of them, 2,500 each. Virtue experience, which is great. I think it's a nice little addition. It's really cool. And what I usually do is this character, if my virtues are maxed, it took a long time, but it's maxed. So I just throw it in my rep for later, and I will give it to one of my other characters in the future. Because guess what? It's only bound to your account, so you can share it amongst all your characters. All right, so the next thing is the Jaunty Patron's Luxury Cosmetic Coffer. When I hear Jaunty, I feel like I hear Jean-Luc Picard, and I just think of Star Trek. Anyone else thinking that? Okay, I don't know. That has that same, like, that French sound to it. Maybe Jaunty is a French word. Maybe that's why. Let me know in the comments. All right, so we're going to go ahead and open it up here. Not waste any of our time. Get straight into it. Well, it is thinking, isn't it, now? Usually it doesn't think quite this much. All right, there we go. You are busy right now. Yeah, it's opening a box, apparently. All right, so we have the Jaunty Monkey, so a very happy monkey. We have the Jaunty Steed. We're going to be looking at all of these right now. We have the Jaunty Milestone emote, which is, I'm really curious to see that. We're going to probably look at that one first. And then we have the trait hand, interesting. Oh, it's a new instrument in the game. Allows you to use the Hand-knells. Is that how you say it? Hand-knells? Now I want to look this one up. Well, that one has stumped Google. I put the exact spelling in, and Google is like telling me it's knuckles on something, but clearly in the picture it's an instrument. So I will have to figure that out later. If you know, leave it in the comments with I would love to learn that one. I'm surprised I have not. I've seen the instrument, I think, but I didn't know it was called that. But anyway, we'll look at all of that right now. So basically, we get to be able to use an instrument. Hopefully, it'll give us the instrument as well. So I'm going to go ahead and right-click that. That'll become a passive. If you ever want to know where your passives are, by the way, minstrels can teach people instruments, if you didn't already know that. You can always go into your skills under character and go into passives. And here is where you could look for your different passives. For example, my musician, or let's see, passives. Is it under this one? Is it weapons? Do they put it under weapons? That'd be funny. I don't think it's under weapons. Let's see. Passive combat base, attributes, armored instruments. There it is. All right, there we go. So now, yeah, right there it is. Allows you to use the Hand-knells. I hope I'm saying that right. It's definitely not Knells, I don't think. So I think it's just the Hand-knells. But anyway, we'll go ahead and keep going here. Let's the Jaunty Monkey. We must look at the Jaunty Monkey. We want to look at the Milestone animation, so we're going to learn these real quick and check them out. And of course, the horse. So we will look at all of these right now. So why don't we start with putting on the gear, though? All right, let's put on the gear first. By the way, also, what are the titles we got? Before I forget, let's look at those. All right, so right when I opened it, it automatically gave us the titles. We got 3 new titles. You get 1 for the lowest level of the Coffer if you buy the smaller one. Again, the link will show you which ones in what order, or 2 and 3. So we get a few different titles. So Zollin Ironshield, the Jaunty Voyager. So the gleeful, happy, joy of Voyager is translation, right? The Boisterous, all right, that's a fun one. And the Bad Monkey. I think there's some people in my kinship that could have that name. Maybe I could have that name. I don't know. But that's pretty funny. I like that. Those are actually pretty funny. I might have to try one of those. So let's go ahead and open the main box here that has the major cosmetic wardrobe. By the way, fun fact, if you're someone that doesn't want to clutter every character, the nice thing about these coffers is you can always open them, and the first part comes with the horse, you automatically in the passive skills, and then when you open the next one that says cosmetics, that's what's going to give you all the items, all right? So here is the instrument. It does give it to us. That is great. We're going to go ahead and put that on right now. And again, it is being very, very laggy for my video today, which is not ideal. There's a little glitch. They're about to fix it tomorrow with a patch, so they know about it. With some stuff going on. But let's go ahead and click on play music. And let's see. So, okay, so that is it. That is definitely an instrument I have seen before but I didn't know. I feel like I'm knowing it more now. Let's go ahead and listen what it sounds like here. Do I have my audio all the way up for you guys? I do. Now, granted, if you use the AV system within the game, you can do nice music, but I'm just going to use the keys on my keyboard just to hear the different now this is going to be absolutely fantastic for the music community in the game. Now I will say I feel like they should still put this into the game to be earned, not have to buy it through the Coffer, just because since the Coffer doesn't last forever, it would be a bummer for someone later. So it sounds like it's a whole octave, though. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It is, yeah. Can it go up a shift? Ooh. And then I think it can go down, too. I think it's 3 full octaves is usually what they give you as an option. Cool. It's got a great sound. If you can, make sure I do it a third apart and not a. If you know your music theory, it actually makes sense once you know what keys to click. It's kind of fun. It's kind of like a piano a little bit. How it works. But anyway, that's really cool. I really like the instrument. Big plus. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that later myself. But let's keep moving so we don't bore everyone else here watching. So we have a new weapons aura. The Jaunty weapons aura, it looks purple, which is exciting to me. I'm going to look at it with my shield because this shield really shows its quality. No, it shows the effect really good. So I'm just going to do this. Swap. There's always a little trick sometimes. Sometimes you have to swap it back and forth if it doesn't automatically do it. When it's done. If it is not working, sometimes you just go into your main. So here's what you do. If you notice it's not working like this is just a little trick in the system. If I click the right thing, just go to your main thing, take off the weapons aura that's holding the placeholder, and put it back on. There it is. That looks really cool. Let's go look at it in the shade. Let's go look at it in the dark over here. Okay, right here. Let's look at it right here. All right, turn everything off. It's like a scary fog. It gives me a very Pirates of the Caribbean feel, like a watery fog effect almost. And that looks really sick. That's really cool. What would it look like on my sword? Let's try it on the sword too. Excuse me, I'm really just having troubles here a little bit. Okay, there we go. Again, the trick is just go to your main outfit, take it off and on. There you go. That looks really cool. It looks really, really good. I really like that weapons aura. If you're someone who likes a dark blues, now, I wonder if Zollin likes blues. Look at my gear. But yeah, I really like that a lot. I think it looks really, really nice. Very nice effect there. It's actually not too bad in the light too. Now it was nighttime in the game, so I actually put on the light of Doran's Day effect on the house, so I get some light still, but that looks really cool. I really like the weapons aura. That's actually very uniquely different than a lot of the other ones. So, very cool. All of them pretty unique, but all right. So now let's go ahead and let's put the gear on. So I just need to pick a gear I can spot that I don't need. I'll probably end up using, yeah, I'm going to probably use 6 because that was the previous set. This is the previous coffer, which you can no longer get. Little side note, if you're watching this video later, you're welcome to look at it to see how it looks. But if you're watching this video in 6 months, it might not be there anymore as an option to buy. So I don't like to drag people on and then they don't know that information. Sometimes they will bring them back. They brought back the one that gives you this barn twice, from what I remember. So they do bring them back sometimes. I kind of wish they'd rotate them all back occasionally every couple months. Maybe just like, again, give something special to the people who bought it right away and then let other people be able to get some of that stuff too. That's how I feel about it personally. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this stuff straight on our character here. And I'm actually going to remove my shield because I do not want it in the way of our viewing experience. There we go. Okay, we're going to put on the cloak. So this is the hooded version of the cloak. Why don't we just put all the gear on first, and then I will switch it over. You do kind of have to drag and drop still in this game when it comes to that kind of stuff, but I don't really mind personally. I will need to use this sword, but what I'll do is I'll equip it normal so that it just shows up. And we need the gloves. All right, so did I put everything on? Yes. They don't ever give you pants because a lot of times the shirt kind of comes with the trousers. It's kind of what goes on there. So this is the hooded version with the stuff. Now, I gotta say, I do feel, I love the bottom for the dwarf, how the legs are like poofy. It gives me a very Renaissance vibe. Or piratey vibe, you know, with the poofy legs like that, with the stripes. I do like the shoulders. I think the shoulders legitly huge. Now, remember, when you put gear on a dwarf, it stretches. I do notice there are some gear that was really designed for dwarves or not designed for dwarves. This looks quite good on the dwarf. I really like the cloak, and the tassels look really good on the cloak. There's the effect on the actual blade. The blade looks legit. That is a really cool blade. Look at that thing. That is so cool. I like the gems on here. I'd like to see the gear. We're going to see it on every race. Again, I'll have timestamps below so you guys can look. I like that it's just got the rope like wrapped around the arm going on. It's a cool handle on the sword hilt. What we'll do is we'll attack the thing and look at the sword for a second. I do think there could be a little work on some of the textures, personally, on some of the shoulder textures. But again, that might be because we're on the dwarf and it's stretching it. I must say, I said this last time, the shoulders are giantly huge on the dwarf. I love that. I love it so much. LOTRO goes for a more realism look, and I really appreciate that. aspect, but I do like some really big shoulders. I like it's like the Footman from World of Warcraft. I really like that look, so I'm really happy with this look. Now, personally, I'd love it if I could have the option of having this big shoulder on both sides, but I get the point, what's going on here. It's like a Buccaneer kind of look. They got little pouches on the side here, little cute little pouches there, and some like jewels. Again, I think texture-wise, it just looks kind of like it's printed on. I think it would have been nice if it actually had some movement or something animated for the two things hanging, or these little packs look like they stick out a little bit more. But overall, it looks pretty good. I still want to see it on the shoes. Actually look really good. It's kind of hard for me to show you the shoes super well here. You know what? I got an idea. Let's hop on this wall. We would look at the shoes better. Possibly. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, look at that. A little bit better. I like how the straps are definitely distinctly off. Again, like animated. Like they have a 3D effect going on, the straps. I appreciate that. I think that's what I like, personally. Also like that the rope wrapped around looks like it's 3D off, and it's kind of wrapped around the back, sticking off the back. Looks very nice. The tassels on here, fine. They're not quite as good as how the cloak has like almost a movement to them. But it still looks really good. Yeah. There's a couple things I like, a couple things maybe could be improvement I dislike. Overall, it's a cool look, especially if you like that pirate look. And I feel like it has more of like a Renaissance look, like you're going to the market to buy stuff. That's what this lower part gives me the feel of, personally. I don't know. You guys give me your thoughts in the comments. But yeah, it's actually quite cool. I like the shoulder pad a lot, how big it is. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to just look at the sword animation here for a minute and kind of smack this thing around. So there we are. So here's what it looks like with the sword out. I do not have a shield on, obviously, but that is okay. I just want to kind of show you what it looks like with that. Looks pretty legit, actually. I really like the blade. Let's look at the blade there for a minute. I know my guy's moving, but it's got some pretty, like, bend on it there, and, like... That's cool. That's a cool blade. Now, what you're probably asking is, Zollin, what does the blade look like without the weapons aura? I'm like, yeah, good point. What we'll do for that is we'll actually take off the weapons aura entirely, and then we will take it off here as well. And, oh, we're in combat. I can't do it right now. Okay, well, that's awkward. So before I do that, let's go ahead and just slap a little bit. Look at the animation. All right, and again, I have my combat sounds way too loud for this. Turn them way down there. Okay. Let's go ahead and see a few animations here. Slash. Stab. Slice. Look at my sound effects. Right? Doesn't that deserve a comment and like just because of my sound effects, guys? All right. So, yeah, I mean, it's a nice blade. It's a really nice blade. I really like the blade. Now I want to see it with the aura off it, just so... I think the aura looks awesome, by the way, but I would like to see it with off. So let me reset the snowman aggro. Usually if you just go in your house, it resets the dummies. Okay, there we go. Reset the dummies. All right, welcome. Some happy little joyful music in here. So we're going to just take off this. All right, and now we can see the weapon without the stuff. All right, and what we're going to do here is... All right, so now let's look at the blade without the aura. So, oh, it actually looks awesome without the aura. I'm so glad we looked. Look at it. It's got, like, a beautiful, like gems on it, and, like, oh my gosh, it's really cool. Let's go ahead and smack this. It's going to reset soon, so let me just do what we have the time here. Oh, wow. It's too bright with the light. Let's go sideways. Look at the blade, you guys. Wow. It's almost awesome without the aura. I like the aura, but, like, the blade is really beautiful without it. It's even, like, shimmery in the light. That's a really cool blade. In fact, I would say that is the coolest cosmetic out of all of the clothing. The blade. That's really, really nice. Very high quality. I really like the textures on it. I like the shimmer of the metal. I like the shadows. I like that it has this inner part and with the gems, and it's like layered. It's really cool. I'm sorry I can't like hold still while I show you. The character kind of just wiggles when he's in combat. But yeah, that looks That looks, look at the shimmer. Look at the light shimmer on it every time it moves. That's really, really cool. The snowman's also trying to beat me up. What a jerk. Wow, that's so cool. So, yeah, the blade looks absolutely gorgeous. That is probably my favorite. Yeah, that is my favorite thing. That's so cool. I'm going to be using that. In fact, I'm debating. I'll probably use that on my Mariner, dual wielding those or a dagger in that. And then I might use this on, I don't know. I might use it on my Guardian here. It's really, really cool. I just like my big longsword too, but this looks really neat. All right. So now that we've seen that, well, you know what we didn't look at? We didn't look at the other version of the cloak. So let's look at the one without the hood, because we didn't even get to see the helmet. Silly me. Oh, it's not a helmet. It's a pirate hat. That is really a cool pirate hat, actually. Wow. I really like that. I guess I shouldn't have said that about the... Now, on the dwarf, it just barely touches the shoulders. The feather and stuff. Again, I'd like to see the feather animated just a little bit better. Personally, maybe even with some movement, you know, with the wind. Would have been kind of cool to do an effect like how some flags are able to, like, move in the wind. Maybe just a little bit of that effect when you move around or something. That'd be cool. I mean, it's a really nice hat, though. Like, it looks really cool otherwise. I mean, and from this distance right here, looking at like a normal distance, if you're standing next to someone, that looks awesome. That whole setup looks legit. Like, you look like you are in pirate mode. I'm just being a little nitpicky, zooming way in. Now, granted, I am streaming and recording in very high definition, so this might look better than most of your guys' games anyway. And this is no insult to you playing, but a lot of times you have to turn your game down, right? Or maybe your computer, that, whatever. But yeah, I like this a lot. It's a cool setup. I like it. I think it looks it's very jaunty. So anyway, let's see what it looks like when we walk around with it. All right, that's what it looks like walking. Do I have a movement speed buff on? Is that why I'm so fast? No, I just feel really fast. That's cool. Very cool. I mean, again, I'm being nitpicky, but the textures are actually pretty good overall. But like when you look at it from a normal distance, when you're not like, let me get my my magnifying glass out and look very, very close. It looks pretty good. Looks really good. The dagger is the quality of textures that I like, though. It's just like you could see when I zoom in. It has monkeys on it. The dagger has monkeys on it. Those are monkeys. Look. Can you see it? It's a little monkey. There's the head, and it's a tail curled up. So the monkeys are holding the blade. That's pretty cool. Yeah, okay, yeah. I said dagger, the sword. The sword is very good. All right, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and check out the mount. And I want to look at the emote, and I want to look at the pet. So let's bring up our collection. We will start with the mount. All right, so we need to look up the Jaunty. There it is. Let's go ahead and summon the mount, see how it looks. Oh, the mount is nice. So immediately what catches my eyes is immediately, like I was just explaining, the textures on the blanket, on the tassels, on the chest are really clean. That looks really nice. Wow, look at that. Look at the detail. So look, it's another monkey. Right there. Following, is that a snake or a tail? I'm not sure what's going on right there. Little thing he's looking at. And then it's got like gems that hold it on. And it looks like a gold for the chest like piece here. With a beautiful, look at that thing. It's like, is that aquamarine? Does it light up in the light? Oh, it does. Look at that. Oh, it gets really bright in the light. A little too bright to be able to see, actually. And then the mask is pretty legit. It's like a built-in fly and dirt mask. Which kind of makes sense. Maybe like sand, too, if you were like riding near sand. So you can get in the horse's eye as much. The feathers on the horse's head are pretty much the same, but I don't know if it's because there's more. It looks like the same... I don't know. The horse feathers look better quality textured than the hat. Maybe it's because I'm a dwarf and it's stretching the hat. It could be that, and that's what's giving the we're going to look at the other races, so we'll find out. Man, the chest piece. Look at the thing on the neck, too. How beautifully that is. Again, you can see what I'm talking about, though, with the texture qualities. If I'm at the same distance, that's what I'm talking about. The horse is legit. This mount is really, really cool. And the fact that when you run, let's do some running. Oh, look at the blanket, like the saddle. Oh. And this horse lifts its tail a little bit more, doesn't it, than the regular? Maybe that's in my head. But that looks really cool. Wow, the horse is legit. All right, I'm a huge fan of the horse. Wow, it's really smooth. How about some walk animation here? Wow, and then he's got the covers on the legs and wraps, and oh man, that's gorgeous. The horse is just beautiful. Like the horse is like an A+, man. The horse is worth it. This is really, really cool. And look at those beautiful chests. Having double little chests. That's so cool. All right. Big fan of the horse. Looks legit. I'm a serious dwarven pirate now. All right. I mean, a happy pirate. Happy-go-lucky, jaunty pirate. All right. Let's go ahead and now look at the Jaunty Monkey. We'll summon him. Now, he won't look any different on the other guys, so I will not be looking at the monkey on the other races, obviously, because it'll be the same. Hello, little monkey. It's always a little challenging to look at pets when they're tinier, so let me jump on this wall and see if I can get him to sit on the wall. Jump on the wall, little pet. Does he just walk through? There we go. Perfect. Yes, I'm a genius. Okay. I want to just see the monkey here a little bit. So there he is. Now I know he's floating because the wall is glitching, but that's okay. I want to be able to look at him up close. So this is like breathing animation, kind of how he looks. This is just a little happy monkey. I want to wait. There we go. I want to see some animations. Whenever you stop with pets, they just start doing like sitting animations. I don't want to see what else he does. He itches his butt. Okay, check. That monkeys do that. Check. Very realistic. Very lore accurate roleplay. He made a cute little monkey sound. Curious if he actually is making the sound of the correct species. I think he is. Okay, he happily jumps and makes a little sound. Let me go ahead and see if I can get a different angle for us to look at. Right, he digs a little bit. Okay. Very nice. Look at him from above. The textures on the monkey look really, really good. Can I keep him there and get around to the other side so we can get better lights? There. All right. I'm trying to get you an angle without it cutting in. Digging animation again. So it looks like he had 4 different animations so far that we saw. We saw him do a little itch and then a little, little butt scratch, and then he did a little digging animation, and then did a little happy. There's the butt scratch again, and then he did the little happy jump. So those are the 4 animations I've seen. It doesn't look like we're getting any new ones, so I'm assuming that's the 4 you get. I like it. It's a cute little monkey. Now it is a little bit different, I believe, than the other monkeys. I believe. So let me just double check, because I just got a rare monkey. There's a little happy hop with the sound. And also, I love the music, but I also don't want it to overpower us here, so I'm going to turn that a little bit. I have another monkey. So there's the sound effects. I like the sound effects. I know I have another monkey. I want to compare it. I just want to see if it's a similar monkey or if it's like brand new kind of look. Cute little animations. See, I have the wild macaque. Now I got this in an instance recently. I want to see how. All right, the wild macaque does have a difference. There is definitely a difference between the wild macaque. The body is a very similar shape, but the difference is the wild monkey has the little tough beard, and he has a tail because he's a monkey. A lot of macaques are more like gorillas. They don't have tails. But they are pretty similar, so it makes sense they would use a similar... I want to hear if the sound is the same, though. I want to wait. I'm just curious. I'm really exploring this. That's why I'm putting timestamps, so you don't have to wait if you would like to jump to the next thing. Okay, so that sounded like the same sound effect with the jump. Let's see if he does another. Okay, so the animation is the same. So pretty much the difference is it's the color scheme, the beard. The quality of textures is about the same. I don't think there's much difference. And then the other one has the tail. All right, so that's the difference. Now, this monkey right here, you guys are like, well, how hard is this to get? It won't be harder later to get once the new cap comes out, but you have to beat Isle of the Storm Tier 5, the 3-man. And the drop rate is quite low. It's from, I think it drops from the monkey boss, or the very end. I don't remember. But yeah, so the macaques are also like the things you see over here in these trees. See, we got these little monkeys over here hopping around. See, yeah, these little monkey guys. But again, those are the differences. So you guys can kind of see. So I think mainly it's the color scheme. It has a tail because it's a monkey, and oop, where'd it go? There it is. There, you can kind of see the difference. I mean, it also seems a little smaller. It's got the nice little beard. I do like this one better than macaques personally. But that's kind of irrelevant. I just wanted you to be able to see the differences. Oop, covering it up. So you can kind of see the differences of the macaque versus the new one here, the monkey. All right, sweet. So we've kind of covered the monkey pretty well. We don't need to cover that more. I think it's pretty covered. So now we are going to go into the collections, and we need to cover we talked about the titles, the milestone, or the back animation. So let's go ahead and go into... I believe it is a new it's called Milestone Jaunty. All right, this is the new one. And basically, when we back, there's a certain animation. And that's what I want to show you guys. So let's go ahead and start a back animation. And let's see. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's an amazing back animation. That's really cool. I like that a lot. I want to see it again. I'm gonna have to cut it short this time so I don't get teleported. But so he goes, look over there. Monkey's like, I don't think so. I think it's that way. And you're like, oh really? Oh okay. Okay. I love it. The little conversation you had with the monkey. That's really good. We'll look at it. Let's look at it 2 more times, just so from different angles, so you guys can kind of see. I have to cut it short just because I don't want to get teleported. And the animation, and when they both nod together, like, all right. It's a very Jack Sparrow Pirates of the Caribbean feel, right? Because the one guy, not Jack Sparrow, but the other guy is the monkey, right? Barbossa? It's a Barbossa, right? He's the one, he has the monkey. It's got that feel to it for sure. All right, that's great. What do you guys think of the milestone? I really like that a lot. That's really, really cool. All right, so with that, guys, we have covered, for the generic stuff of everything, we have covered all the gear. We have covered the aura. We have covered, it always gives you, by the way, a weapon, normal weapons aura, if you want to have a placeholder or something. We looked at the instrument. We looked at the horse. We looked at the pet. We looked at, well, we saw what the 3 titles were. The milestone back animation. And, yeah, I guess that covers it. Now we just need to go see the gear and the horse on the other races for you guys. But before we jump to the other races, let me just put my 2 cents in here real quick. I like, so what I think that this supporter pack is really good for is I like that it has the instrument. I like the milestone back. Really like the horse. And I like the sword. The weapon aura is pretty good as well. I like the look of the gear. I think that it could be a little higher on the texture quality, at least for the dwarf. It might look better on the other races. We'll go see, because it won't be as stretched. I do like that the shoulder's super large. The sword is beautiful textures. It looks fantastic. So is the horse. So again, most of it I really like. I would give most of it an A+. I would give the monkey pet an A. Okay, I'm gonna rate it. I've never done this to the other ones, but I'm gonna rate it. I'd give the monkey pet an A. I'd give the instrument an A++. Like, that's really cool, and it sounds really nice. I would give the sword an A+. The weapons aura I'd give an A. And then I think for the horse A+. The milestone back animation A+. Those are just fantastic. The gear I'd give a B. Like, I like the gear, but just because there's a few things with textures for the dwarf, and since I main playing dwarfs, it matters for me. But we'll see with the other races right now and see if it looks a little better for you guys. But that's my review as a dwarf and my character with covering that stuff. I mean, it's pretty cool. Now, again, I really would like to see some more walk animations. I think the reason they're not doing those is just because maybe they're glitchy a little bit for the game. But I really like the different walk animations. And I think it's a little bit of a missed opportunity they don't have like some kind of pirate like stumbling around walk animation for the Jaunty. Or like a you know, haha, cheers, and they're walking or something. A little different than like the Tom Bombadil one they did, which is from the, I forget what the other one was. But I would like to see one more of those in this setup. So, and I think the reason they pulled back from those is because in this one you get an instrument. None of the other ones in the past ever got an instrument. So I have noticed they've been very fair when it comes to monetization. Is whenever they don't have something, they do add something else that the other ones didn't have. So they've been pretty fair on balancing like what is worth it since we're having this as an offer to buy. Again, all the stuff in this thing you do not need to buy at all. I'm gonna go ahead and log out while I talk. You don't need to buy any of this. This is all cosmetic. It's all fun. Now, the only thing I would think that is the instrument. I hope that you will be able to earn the instrument later outside of the supporter pack, just because since it's a limited time thing, I don't know how that would be fair for someone who's a musician in the future who didn't know about it. That's my only but. But otherwise, you really don't need to buy any of this. It's all cosmetic. It's purely to support the game. And stuff like that. I originally bought the first 5 or 6 of them myself. It's very nice that they sent me this one to review for you guys. I greatly appreciate that. But again, just like I've always said, I'm still going to give you my full thoughts on things. I think the gear could have a little better textures on the dwarf. I think that's a little bit of a disappointment. But again, it's kind of pales in comparison to the awesome instrument, the horse, the weapon, the weapons aura, the pet, and the milestone animation are all really, really good. And I really like them a lot. So those are all fantastic. I really like those a lot. I'm really excited we have a new instrument. That's super cool. I wasn't expecting that. I can't wait to hear some of the bands, what they're going to do with that. You know, I've covered that. I hope that it gets put into some of the music for the some of the big music events. That'd be very, very cool. All right, so now here is my lore master, who will be our human subject here to look at the gear. He is stabbing himself with a pitchfork. Don't ask me how I glitched this out so bad. I did today. I actually just put this. This is from one of the other supporter packs in the past. And this is one of the other animations he is using. So, we are going to be replacing this set. No, this set. With the, sorry. We're going to be replacing this set. This is the one that was kind of like the jolly one. Kind of like Tom Bombadil. Alright, so we are going to be doing, again, the Jaunty. So let me get rid of these other two so I don't get confused. Now, if you notice, I do not get the mithril again. I do not get the other things, alright? Let's go ahead and open it up. And again, we got the Jaunty Monkey. We are not going to review that on the human again. That would be pointless. We will look at the back animation on the human. The instrument will not sound any different. It might look a little different how he plays, but we're not going to do the instrument again. We're just going to look at the horse, back animation, and the gear. All right, that's what we're going to look on here on the human. So let's go ahead and drop this on to see what it looks like. Whoops, wrong one. All right, there we go. There we go. The hat. Ooh, that looks really good so far. Oh. See, this is the exception. It might look a lot better on the human. Oh, whoops, I should have done the dual-wielding swords. So can I just dual wield swords? I'm just going to dual wield swords right now. There we go. Heck yeah. We're going to dual wield swords. And then we're going to put the... Let's not do the weapons aura yet. Let's take off the weapons auras I have on right now. Just temporarily, because I want to see the swords without it. So here is the get up and look on the human. Which, I will tell you right now, it definitely the pouches look better. The pants look really, again, very piratey or like Renaissance feel. Like a court, like the courtier, you know. Again, the shoes look fantastic. And the swords look amazing. If you were dual wielding these on a champion would look really cool. These swords. I mean, it looks really good on the human. It does look better on the human with spacing, but it's about the same when it comes to texture quality. Again, I'm not going to keep dwelling on that. You know me, I'm glass half full kind of guy on this channel. But at the same time, I want to tell you exactly my thoughts. Because I feel like if I'm reviewing it for you, I should give you my exact thoughts on it. But it does look really good on the human. It definitely clearly, a lot of times, especially thing like a pirate thing, make more sense that it's aimed for like a human look. Which means it'll look pretty similarly nice on the elf, even though we will still cover it, don't worry. There's the back. Looks fantastic. So if we real quick drop the hood, just so no one in the comments is like, why didn't you do the hood? I wanted to see the hood. I'd be like, yeah. Here's what the top of the hood looks like. It's fine. I think the hat looks way better. And personal thoughts on that. Now, the walk animation you see me have here, this is the one I was talking about. It already kind of looks like a jaunty pirate anyway, with his happy-go-lucky walk animation. But this is not the generic walk animation. This is from the previous supporter pack, which, again, I'm going to turn off real quick just because... Oop. I'm going to just go to generic move here so we can kind of see the generic running so you guys can see. There it is. Generic human runaround. I'm going to give you the human runaround. I'm going to mug you. Some of you will probably catch that. And then I want to just put back on the other cape so we can get the hat again, because I think the hat looks cooler. I look very piratey. Very piratey. Very nice. See, the reason is I zoom out just far enough so you can see the whole thing, but I also want to be able to zoom in close enough so you can actually see the quality of things. Let's back up with it. All right. And they're really nice. Wow. Fantastic. I really like... the hat is growing on me. I like the hat. Not literally, it's a hat. It can't grow on your head, but you know what I'm saying. There's walking backwards. Sideways. The moonwalk. There's a way you could do all your buttons to look really funny in this game. The moonwalk. Wah, 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 wah. Alright, so now if I just go over here and jump up on this real quick, we'll just take a look from up high. Okay. Looks nice. Very nice. And again, if I put the weapons auras on, let's look at the weapons auras real quick. We'll put these double weapons auras on, and we will re-equip these. And there they are. There's the pirate with the double blades. You feel very much like a pirate. You definitely look like it. I love how big the pirate hat is. I'm a fan. I definitely think it looks better on the human than dwarf. Now, granted, the shoulder's still pretty big on the human, but I love how big it is on the dwarf. I really appreciate that they're scaling things up like that. Standing stones, I need really crazy big shoulders. I need a pack that's like for the dwarf, like designed for the dwarf with really good textures, and it's just like castle shoulders that are like higher than your head. That's what I need. Go look at the footmen in World of Warcraft back in the original. and then make them more castle-y or something, kind of like the original castle armor from the Rift, or Karn Doom. That's what I'm thinking of for the Guardian. That'd be cool. All right. Anyway, so there's that. Let's go ahead and look at the horse real quick. We gotta get moving here so we don't make this video too much more than we don't want to go over an hour. Let's see here. So it's the Jaunty with a J. For a second, when I first looked at it, I thought I said January, and then I was like, oh no, it's Jaunty. Oh man, the horse looks good, just as good. Wow, look at the horse. I mean, that is a nice cosmetic set, you guys. You look like you're ready to go raid some poor defenseless orcs. Yes, of course. You guys are like, orcs aren't poor defenseless. I know. Now we do have an issue of the blade stabbing into the horse's side. I will say one thing about this mount that the previous two didn't have is that you don't sink badly into the saddle. It looks pretty natural compared to the last two. If you remember, you kind of sunk into the saddle a little bit that I noticed, and I know they updated one and fixed it, but clearly they've set your character at the right height to be somewhat not clippy into the horse. I mean, looks pretty nice. We'll go for a little ride through our kinship house here on Glamdring. I'm a fan. I like it. All right, the only thing we need to look on the human here is the back animation. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't know if you guys just heard my neck crack, but it did. All right, let's look at the monkey back. We'll call it the monkey back. All right, we commence the monkey back. Oh, I let it finish. See, it's so good that I'm like distracted. I love the together nod at the end is what just seals the deal for me with that milestone animation. It's like everyone knows this with their pets, right? Monkey's like, no, this way, it's that way. He's like, all right, well, let's go that way. It's really good. That is really, really good. Whoops, and the sound effects are great too. Fantastic. All right, so we've looked at the human, and I will go ahead and switch back to my. We'll look at the next thing. We'll go ahead and go with we'll do elf and then hobbit to finish it up. And we're back. All right, so here it is on my elf, Elraandor. This is what it looks like. It looks really, really good on the elf. There's actually something that I didn't notice on the human because my human had a beard. So it would be the same on the human, but there is a very nice, like, triple necklace thing going on. You got, like, this gem with a thing going around the neck, which is very 3D effect. I like that. Also, my dwarf has a beard, too. There's a reason we didn't see this. There's also, like, I would assume they're, like, pearls. That would make sense. And then there's also some kind of, like, I think that might be part of the clothes, like a brooch. It kind of looks like another necklace, so maybe two necklaces and a brooch. But very nice, very cool. And if you notice, they are 3D affected, which is, I like that. This one's 3D. That's kind of what I was saying. I wish these two would have been down here. It almost looks like it's like a coin or something, or a gem. Very nice. I like that 3D effect. Those look really, really good. That really adds a lot. The beard really covered that up. So keep that in mind. If your character has a beard, those will be buried underneath it. But, yeah, the cloak actually looks pretty good on the elf. There's the blades. There's a little run animation with the cloak and the elf. Again, elves just have such an elegant movement to them, which I really like in this game, how the characters have such distinct movements, the different races. It's really nice. I'm going to just switch out the cape so we can see the hat on the elf. Now, personally, I like that you can kind of see the pointy ears. That's kind of good that they kind of kept that with my character's hair. I don't know. Personally, what do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you not like it? It looks a little weird without a beard, actually, in this case. But he does kind of look like a piratey elf. Very nice. Let's do a little walk around here on the light so you can kind of give him a look. The awesome swords. Now there's an aura a little bit on that one, but looks really good on the elf. The gear definitely looks better on the human and the elf. There has been gear that's looked better on the dwarf. Like they made one specifically for the dwarf that was like this gold gear, and it does look better on the dwarf than the human and elf. Though it looks pretty good on both. Because usually when you scale it up to the dwarf, the textures look really good on the human because they're scaled, and elf because they're shrunk, because they're not as bulky. They're not stretching things. Maybe just always scale it to the dwarf. I guess if it made it look weird on the humans, that would be bad. Let's go ahead and do a little run. Go for a nice little morning run here along the riverbank. If you notice, my main character has the water turned off. That's why you didn't hear it before. Yeah, I mean, it looks really nice. I think it looks really good on the elf, the gear. I think it's a definite... Looks good. I think if you're a big elf player, it's really good. This is like my one elf. Maybe I have another one. I'm trying to remember. I think I have one other one. He's pretty cool. This is Elraandor. All right. So now, I'm not going to do the weapons auras again because you already know what they look like. We are going to just do the back animation. The monkey's not going to look any different than the other people. But what we're going to do is we're just going to look at the back animation and the horse. And then we'll hop to the Hobbit. Say that 5 times fast. Hop to the Hobbit. Hop to the Hobbit. I feel like you start going huff, huff. All right. The mount. The Jaunty Mount. Let's go ahead and get on that first. Check it out. Looks just as good as the human. You still have a little bit of problem with the sword just stabbing the horse, but not the end of the world. Again, I'm being nitpicky here. Really impressed. Whoever works on the art of these things, though, and sets these up and stuff, props to them in the team, the dev team. Very cool. And it makes sense, right? They're doing this stuff because we've been doing Corsairs and Umbar and stuff like that, and it's been like the expansions. I would love to see some more themes of other parts of the world, too, in the future. I know they did the dwarf one. They've done a lot that are like going with the story, which makes sense. So you kind of role play as you go. But I would love to see some other ones, maybe like the High Elves, right? And give it like a blue and gold look, kind of like maybe like, you know how Gil-galad looks in the movies, in the Lord of the Rings movies, where he's got the silver, gold, and blues with Koldyglos' spear, and he's got the. That'd be some cool set, and make a cool like royal walk animation or march or something animation. Just an idea. Here's a little walking animation. I always thought this was funny, but the elves, when they walk animation, they kind of seem like they're like a little jerky, like beef jerky. No, just kidding. I mean, it looks really good. Maybe it's because they're trying to stay all nice and proper. They're like trying to balance themselves out. All right. Anyway, I really like that. So let's go ahead and for the last thing here on the elf, look at the milestone animation, and we will move on. So I already turned it on, so let's just go ahead and... I mean, looks great. I mean, it looks great on the elf, too. I wonder if you, like, changed his mood to... Since it's jaunty, change my mood to happy. There, change my elf's mood to happy. And then, does it change the look at all? No, doesn't change it. I was just curious. Alright, looks great. Last one. We're going to teleport to the Hobbit. Baruch Kazad! Alright, we are on the Hobbit. And I made my title... The Bad Monkey. Because, obviously, little cute little Hobbit. Alright, so here's what the gear looks like on the Hobbit. Now, it looks pretty good. There's with the cloak version. And now, obviously, the hat is better. So we're going to do the one without the hooded cloak. Oops. There we go. Alright, and there it is. There is a small pirate who is a hobbit. Now, the blades, you can dual wield the blades on the Hobbit, too. They're a slightly scaled down for the Hobbit, as you can see, compared to the other races. But they are still quite large, and it's cool that you can dual wield them. That looks pretty cool. And, yeah, I mean, it's kind of got a puff to it, I notice. The shirt's, like, puffy on the Hobbit, which is very interesting. It's got, like, a puff in here. You notice? Like it's puffing out. Or the other races didn't have that. I think that's kind of interesting they did that. It looks good. I like it that it has, like, a puff to it, the shirt. And the glove, by the way, looks kind of legit. I didn't even notice it on the other races, but the Hobbit, it looks, like, really cool, the glove. I don't know why it looks so different to me on the Hobbit. You guys notice that? I really like the glove. It really is cool. I totally missed that at the beginning. And again, the shoes look awesome. And the little puffy pants. I mean, it looks really good on the Hobbit. I think it might look the best. Now, this is a glitch I've seen in the past. My hair has been shaved off. This is why my Hobbit wears a hat, because it doesn't have any hair there. No, it's a glitch. I don't know why it does that. I think it might be my hairstyle. Actually, it might be the issue. But now we need to see the other two things, right? Real quick. We need to see the back animation and the horse. Turn that on and get my Jaunty Mount here. But I keep putting Jan. It's Jaunt. Alright. There we go. I mean, the horse looks just as good. It looks shrunk down. It is smaller than the other races. It's funny because the Clydesdale that came with that one pack doesn't shrink for at least for the Dwarf. I don't know if it shrinks for the Hobbit either. It's this one right here. You can kind of see it's quite a big horse. It actually looks pretty normal-sized horse. No, it's a little smaller. There's a normal-sized horse to the Hobbit. So mine's it's a little shrunk down to a pony size. I mean, it still looks fantastic. Whatever you think, I still think it looks great on the Hobbit. I mean, the gear looks awesome. Pirate Hobbit looks legit. So, I like it a lot. Alright, cool. And then I guess the last thing is to see the back animation on the Hobbit. Okay, it might be the coolest. Just because a Hobbit that has a friend monkey is probably the coolest thing ever. So, which way? That way? No. That way. Alright. And they nod. It's great. It's so good. It's legit. Alright, my friends. Well, that's it for today. There isn't any more. I think I covered it all. We covered all the races. Yep. We covered it all. Anyway, have a great day in Middle-earth, my friends. Baruch Kazad Kuzad, I menu. Stay happy, and I'm at your service and your families. And a quick shout out and thanks to my wonderful Patrons for the support, Elraandor for being a Zollin's company, Reb for being a Royal Guard, and all my other wonderful Patrons for their support. It means a lot. Do the channel full time, so thank you for that support. And guys, have a great day in Middle-earth. I hope your day made your day a little more happier and more fun, and hopefully this helps you out to help you decide if you'd like to get it for yourself and check it out. Again, I will link the description of the article there, and go check it out. Again, you just buy it in game on whatever character on the LOTRO store, and whatever character will have the Mithril one that will go to your whole account, whatever you bought it on, and then every single one of your characters when you log in will have the pack that has the Milestone, horse, instrument, and pet, and all your gear with the auras. So yeah. All right. Cool. Anyway, I did it there. Hour. I did it. Hour right there. Barukazad. See you in the next one, guys. Stay happy. And again, if I earned it, like and subscribe. See you soon. Cheers.